calling. Your call has been answered by the...
Person Addison, this is Mike. Can I help you?
Yes, my name is Kiana Clark. I came in there and the police came and forced me to leave. You sound like the person I talked to in the past.
Sorry?
Yes, you sound like the person that I talked to in the past. So the police came and forced me to leave. And they won't tell me they won't tell me what I did for them to come and why you called them out.
Day?
I'm sorry?
You there yesterday?
I'm sorry?
When did the police came?
It was a while back. You sound familiar. I'm not quite sure it was you. I believe it was, I can get that date. Hold on, let me check. It was October of 2020. The reason why I'm calling is because they keep doing it. And they have people commit crimes because the conspiracy to violate civil rights is a crime. They did it at Motel 6. They have done it at multiple hotel stays. They used to just come out with no reason and demand that I leave hotel rooms. When they kept repetitively doing that and got caught in it, then they enticed hotel people at hotels to commit crimes and slander me to deprive me of services. But they stated that you call the police out because they came prior and tried to set me up. They came prior, which these are crimes. So they came prior and tried to set me up. I'm trying to tell you what happened because criminal activity. Hello? 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 Hello?
Yeah?
Yes, I'm just trying to get to the bottom of why I was violated and can't stay there. No one wants me to know.
But I was not in the 2020 October, so I don't know what happened.
Okay, so that means that if I want to stay there in the future, then I can stay there with no problems without getting hassled?
I don't know, but if you are on the DNR on our list, then we can arrange you.
Okay, well, let's see if I am.
What's the name?
It's Kiana Clark.
On here, so I don't know.
Okay, I'm still on there, but no one knows. I mean, here's the thing. I keep getting all these criminal trespasses that violate my rights before COVID at a multitude of locations that was depriving me of services before COVID. So I don't understand why a multitude of parties have me criminal trespass where I can't use their services or be there, and they don't know why.
How many nights?
That's a violation of my rights. If you're concocting a criminal trespass out of corruption, and you don't know why you did it, you have no right to deprive me of services as they've done years and then have no reason for doing it. That's clear-cut conspiracy to violate civil rights in a scheme. So you have no right to have me on a list and you don't know why you did it or the police. So I need to speak with someone and dispute that because you're violating my civil rights if you have me on a list to...
248.59.
I'm sorry?
So that's 254.
Disregarded. Pattern. Psychological abuse for years.
Oh no, that's 4. Sorry. I thought that was 3
Even at
things.
church.
Sorry for that.
I don't know why I'm deprived and problems are enforced and I never get resolutions. It's like they're on purpose. Hello? Hello. Conspiracy to violate civil rights is a crime. And if you took bribes at this location and schemed with the government to deprive me of services, that is criminal. And if you were also enlisted to set me up with an arrest, that is a crime. And if you have that you can't check out rooms to me and you don't know why you did it, that's further criminal.
But I don't know. I was not there at the time, so I
okay, well, I would like to escalate. I would like to escalate because this is a repetitive pattern where I'm getting criminal trespasses all over the place, violating my rights to services, and no one seems to know why they're doing it.
Sorry for that.
Hello? Years. Hello? Hello, I am trying to get to the bottom of all these mysterious criminal trespasses and my ability to check out rooms. So I gotta come. Can you hear me?
What did you say?
May I have your name?
Ashley.
Okay. So I checked out a room there in December of 2020, and I had a lot of prank calls and a whole bunch of abuse and things because they threatened me on prank calls, and then they started calling on the hotel room. So that was scary because they had information on where I was staying at and my whole room. So I called the police to report it, and then I told staff about it, and then the hotel deprived me of a stay there, saying that the cops had something to do with it. They were supposed to be calling me back, and they never did. So why would the hotel...
You got to talk to the owner.
Yeah, they said that, and the owner hasn't called me back.
To be honest with you, he haven't been in office for a while.
This happened in 2020, ma'am, in December.
Okay, so, this 2022.
Right. And I'm just trying to get to the bottom of all these mysterious criminal trespasses, because I'm trying to expose criminal activity that people are purposely depriving me of my rights, which is a crime, even at hotel stays.
Can I take down your number?
Okay, we can do this once again. I just haven't had callbacks. Yes, the police won't give me any information on why it happened. They deprived me of records and cover for it. I think that they're behind it, and they're enticing these people to commit crimes. And this hotel is evidence of it, because they said the cops came out and said that they couldn't give me a hotel stay. They also do it at hospitals, restaurants, and even catching the bus. And church too. There's tons of hotels that scheme with the police department before I started recording. There's so many of them that sabotage hotel stays. This is Marriott. Police just came there and interrupted the hotel stay. And then later on, after that, staff tried to scheme so I couldn't stay there.
Please try your call later.
They're not answering the whole hotel.
Call will now be disconnected.
I guess they don't want to talk. So when I went to the hotel, terrified for my life because the police would come interrupt at hotel stays. So then when I got on the computer, because I would beg for my life on the computer and different things, and they started controlling the computer. They were all downtown controlling hotel stays. They would lie and say that they were having conventions and all the hotels were booked. This is some of the things that I didn't think that were believable. So then I went to it's the Courtyard Marriott on Forest Lane. And then when I got on the computer, they had this weird graphics that I reported. It looked like the computer was dripping in blood. I said, this is terrifying. What's going on with your computer? Because they started controlling computers. That's something I didn't want to talk about because I didn't think that it would be realistic. But we have evidence of them that by them depriving me of the usage of the computer at Austin Street and a multitude of other locations. So I schemed and said that I wanted to get a GED to have access to computers. And I tried to pay for the GED program. That way I'd have an avenue to get off the streets for a little bit amount of time while I was taking that class, because I was deprived of housing and any relief from outdoors. So I said that I was going to go ahead and take this GED class, even though I have a diploma. They can't stop that. They're depriving me of all other services. Oh no, they deprived me of that too. So anyway, when I went to the hotel stay, it was a graphic on it like it was dripping with blood. And I reported that to staff. I said, that's weird that it looked like. She said, no, they covered for it. Oh no, there's just an issue with the computer. So then the computer later stopped working, period. And this has happened at multiple different locations. So I couldn't use it, period. And at another hotel stay that they lied and said that they were full, she said, I've never seen the computer behave like this. And I got a statement from her. But the police refused to investigate. That a multitude of locations, the computer would get hacked to where I could not even use it. So anyway, so that happened. And then there were some issues with the TV. That are not realistic, so I won't even talk about. Staff saw that, and they stated, I have never seen that before. They said, since I have never seen this before with the TV, I said, yes, it's quite disturbing, and I've experienced this at a lot of hotel stays. They said, okay, we'll put you in another room. I've never seen it before. So they put me in another room. I don't want to discuss it because it's not realistic. So anyway, so they put me in another hotel room. So I showered, I laid down, terrified, the strange graphic on the computer, like it was dripping in blood. It can't work anymore. So I was forced into the room and not to be able to escape from my life, beg for my life on their computer. So I showered, got in the bed in terror and just said, okay, I'll just take a rest and see what's going on, later on and try to get help later on. Knock, knock. It's the police again. So I don't answer it because I'm tired of them. They keep repetitively doing it at a multitude of locations. I don't answer it. No reason for them to come out the blue. Nothing has happened, and they have came up and showed again. So I don't answer it. We know you're in there. If you don't answer, we'll break this door down. So they have no explanation for being there. The Courtyard Marriott on Forest Lane. They have absolutely no reason for being there. They forced the hotel to give me a refund. This was about 9 o'clock. Abuse on Dart. So then I have to go scuffle for another hotel room, and then keep in mind a multitude of these locations would lie and say that they're full, like these shelters. This is what I experience repetitively. So then I get there on the bus, and then they scam and say there's conventions, all kind of different things to deprive me of hotel stays. So let's call another one. So a lot of these hotel stays, it was deliberate. He did not want me to be by action. He didn't want me to be by stores and restaurants. So he would shut that down up front because I was getting isolated. The government was enlisted in keeping me isolated and trapped in his abuse. So if it was too much action on over there, hotels would not allow me stay. My hotel stays were controlled. Some hotels where it was too much action would not let me check out rooms every single time. They were full, or it was some kind of con where I could not stay there. And if they weren't doing that prematurely up front, they would scheme so I couldn't have services and scheme a criminal trespass or sabotage my ability to stay there. So this is La Quinta Inn. Police showed up there, and I recorded it, but I deleted the videos because I didn't think people would believe what was going on when they were setting me up. Let's see if they answer the phone. Hello. I wanted to know if I was on the do not check out list, and I'd like to know. Police won't let me know. The police came out and interrupted me on. I had got a threat and like well, it's a long story, but I had got a threat, so I was hiding out there. And police came to interrupt my stay. And I wanted to know what happened because this is repetitive.
Do not check out or check in?
Well, they didn't want me to have hotel stays, so I wanted to know if I'm on a list where I can't get a hotel stay there. Because the lists are, stacking up, and police won't tell me why I keep repetitively put on these lists. So I wanted to know if I can get answers from you. Well, is there a list that you have where you can't check out people?
I don't know.
You don't know if there's a list?
No, ma'am.
Okay, can I have your name?
D.
I'm sorry?
D.
Okay. So is the manager available?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, because my calls aren't returned. I want to speak with them now if it's possible.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Yes, my name is Kay.
Okay.
Thank you. This is La Quinta Inn in Garland, off Market. 3 police came when I was walking, exploring the environment and trying to wash clothes. It's a long story with washing. You won't believe it, so I won't go into that. But anyway, yes, so they interrupted me on foot, 3 police vehicles. I was such a big threat, and I don't know why I was a threat. So I'm trying to find out why I was such a big threat, why 3 police were needed for me walking around, exploring the environment, and forced me to leave the hotel.
Give me one more moment, ma'am. I can find them.
Okay, thank you. So someone was sabotaging my ability to even wash clothes and be clean. And that's proof at Austin Street that deprived me of the right to wash clothes.
Ma'am?
Yes.
Okay, I've had a manager in my face, but...
He's not available.
Do you want me to just take your name and number and have...
Yeah, I don't get my calls returned for years, ma'am. I've made countless calls, and for some reason, I just don't get my calls. So I can spend hours and hours and hours of time on the phone trying to get resolutions, and it's almost like they're enforced problems for years. So I would have thought that the police coming to, interrupt me having services at multiple hotel stays, that they would be able to address that issue on why that repetitively keeps happening. But I can't get answers for years, ma'am. So I tried to reach out to these hotels to see if they know why they did it. Like at churches, they give me criminal trespasses and they don't know why they did it. But yet and still, the criminal trespasses are steadily enforced before COVID. So if someone is going around at a multitude of locations giving me criminal trespasses to sabotage my access to almost everywhere I was going before COVID, and then they had hit the jackpot by my everything getting shut down with COVID. I'm just trying to get answers, man, as I've been trying to get years. I'm sorry?
I understand where you're coming from. I'm just new and I really don't know.
A lot of people are new, ma'am. I understand. So I just wanted to get answers. If they call me back, did you need my number? So during COVID, these are one of the things that aren't really realistic. They tried to convince me that the only way you can do a police report because of COVID was online. So I would go to the police departments and they would lock and close their doors. And then they wanted to convince me, whoever I was calling, they were trying to enforce that I only had access to doing reports and reporting crimes and my abuse. Because, mind you, I'm getting threatened. I couldn't stay at hotel rooms. They were depriving me of my access to food. So these were critical things going on. I would get attacked by a multitude of people, 2 attacks in one day. Thefts all over the place. I had some extreme things going on. And these police departments tried to convince me that the only way with COVID that you can do police reports is online and on your phone. They did not want me to have access to the police departments in person, and they actually locked up. Dart Police locked up because they were depriving me of access and get any resolutions on my phone. I couldn't get anything done. So I tried to go in person, and they actually locked the building up. They locked police departments up, and Central Patrol was caught. Because I went around, and then I yelled, and he said, no, they're open. So he had just came in and had access to Central Patrol, but whoever I was calling on my phone told me that I could not do reports. The only way that I could do it was on my phone. And I recorded it, but I deleted it because I didn't think people would understand what I was trying to report. I recorded this. So they told me on a phone call while I was at Central Patrol that I could only do police reports only on my phone or online. I yelled through a gate, and the man had just left and talked to the police. So then I go all the way around to this opening that I used to go in through all the time, was locked and closed up. So I go all the way around, and sure enough, it is open. So I go in there, and sure enough, whoever I was talking to got caught in a lie because they were actually open, and they lied and told me they were closed. These are the things that I didn't want to communicate because I did not think they were realistic, and I did not think that people would believe me. So this has been going on years. They don't call me back. So this is just a little, snippet of what I've been going through. You still don't have all the other things because I don't feel comfortable in reporting them because I don't think that they sound realistic. These hotels were hotel stays of terror. There are weird things going on in the room, weird things around me that I don't want to communicate. So it wasn't just free and clear like the things with the TV that the worker stated. I have never seen that before, so I'll go ahead and put you in another room. And they did. So I showered up, got into bed, terrified because that's a lot of power that's abused. And then the police came and forced me to leave at about 9-something at night, afraid for my life, getting terrorized in routes to different locations and on DART. DART staff would not tell me about route information, period, and they sabotaged my transit, if they even allowed me to catch the bus. So anyway, they're not going to give me resolutions. This is a video diary.